with a good level of tennis, you are a great player, but to be a champion, probably you need to have other things that are difficult to have. You need to feel this passion for the game. You need to love what you are doing. You need to enjoy suffering. You need to be strong mentally, to work every day, even if the things are not going the right way. And the spirit of superation, obviously, is very, very important.
Of course, I did 5 or 6 semifinals on my career on a Grand Slam, and now it's going to be the first final. So I want to enjoy this moment. It's going to be a difficult match, sure. To beat Rafael in all surfaces is very difficult, but in clay court it's more difficult. I think I need to play my best tennis to win.
I have a big challenge against a fantastic player who is in the final without losing no one set. So that's amazing, very difficult to do it. He's playing great, he's a fantastic player. He was close to me in Madrid, he was close to me to beat me in Rome. So I know he's a big player, and I hope to be at my 100% and play fantastic, because if not, I will be in a big problem, I think.
It's very nice to be in the final of Roland-Garros. This tournament I like a lot, and it's very, very special for me. You know, it's in Roland-Garros. When I was a younger guy, I saw a lot of Spanish players winning here in Roland-Garros, and for me it's a dream.
Roland-Garros is a very special place for me. I love the tournament. For me, this court means a lot. It's the most emotional court on the tour for me. And every time that I have the chance to be here and walk around, a lot of memories comes to my mind, and the fantastic memories. So I was working as hard as I can every day to try to be ready for every tournament that I'm gonna play. I thought I'll try to come back to the competition and try to be competitive again. And here we are. It works this way, working every day without thinking too far. And the same when I came back on the competition. I was thinking tournament by tournament, match by match, and after 4 or 5 months, the results has been just amazing for me. Was everything what is happening to me is more than a day.
Bienvenue à toutes et à tous sur le cours Philippe Chatrier pour la finale messieurs des internationaux de France 2013. Le premier joueur entré sur le cours, numéro 5 mondial pour sa première finale à Roland-Garros. Il est espagnol, David Ferrer. Il sera opposé à celui qui a remporté 11 titres du Grand Chelem, septuple vainqueur ici à Roland-Garros. Le tenant du titre, son compatriote Rafael Nadal.
Première manche. Au service, David Ferrer.
Ferrer to start proceedings. I just think with all the Spanish players, they have so much respect for this man that when they walk on the court, they're pretty much at love 15 every game. Just like when somebody like Federer or Sampras were the kings at Wimbledon on the grass courts over there. It's just a huge advantage mentally
it looks heavy and it sounds heavy. Mark, you actually played a match here this morning in the Legends, and it's a type of day where you can really feel the ball on the strings. There's no breeze about, but it looks as though it's heavy out there right at the minute.
Yeah, it always certainly have to drop that tension in the racket. These two, no doubt, they had a bunch of rackets waiting for them before the match started.
Pretty impressive first game for Ferrer. He will enjoy this, his first Grand Slam final, and he has to be a little bit nervous. Nadal would be at the other end also, and go into a Grand Slam without feeling a little edgy into a final.
Ferrer.
So an ace in that opening game for David Ferrer. 1-love first set.
Just watching Rafael change ends there. He's got 2 towels now that he takes with him. Every time he changes ends, he's been pinged on a couple of occasions for time violation. So if he gives the ball boy at each side of the court a towel, he's close to a towel somewhere on the court.
That's one of the excuses, was that the ball kids weren't quick enough to give him the towel. So that's why he got time violation. That's all. There's 20 seconds between points before you've started things on, and Nadal goes over that a lot of the times. He's been warned. He did get a point penalty the other day, which happened to be just a first serve, where you point penalty, and then he just walked across because he knew he was caught. The great Bjorn Borg, when he played here, won many times, used to take between 12 and 14 seconds between points, never any longer. Nadal to serve.
$15-0.
Well, a lot of these shots from David Ferrer just coming down the centre third of the court. Perhaps just trying to find some range, get some feel, and the heaviness. In the previous match, though, he did direct a lot of the play down the middle and allowed Songer, gave him the opportunity to miss. And that's not going to happen too much today.
40-love. Go-to serve, but it missed with the forehand.
45.
Nadal's won 56 titles in his career. David Ferrer 20. Nadal has amassed just on $54 million in prize money. And David Ferrer, without winning a Grand Slam, without being in a final, is up to about 19 million in prize money. So a good effort.
Nadal.
That's the shot that Djokovic likes to use against Nadal, and Ferrer attempting it there, missed the mark. It's 1-all.
I like that shot, though, that attempt by Ferrer. Spoken about him making some small, subtle changes over the last 2 seasons, trying to flatten out so the shots keep the rallies condensed.
So handy at the net, Rafa. It's not something that we saw a lot of in the early stages of his career, but he's certainly improved his net play. And this is the shot that I'm looking for in this match, when Rafa is willing to use that forehand line. When he takes it on, it was a little low there, he couldn't really unload, but when he starts to hit that shot with authority, you know he's feeling pretty good about himself.
My thoughts are the fact that this man, David Ferrer, is going to be running and get a lot of balls back, but he just doesn't have that power where he can accelerate and hit winners. And so he can't hit a winner against Nadal. Nadal's going to track them all down, and you know he can until he gets that big forehand that he wants. 15-30.
Ferrer didn't actually warm up on this court this morning either. He was out on court 3. Spent majority of his time in the warm-up out there.
Well, the women's doubles final on here, so he couldn't get on. 15-40.
Nadal.
Trying to do a little bit too much. So the first break of the match goes to Nadal, 2-1.
Nadal mène par 2-1.
Nadal with the 2 towels, giving them to the ball kids at the back of the court. And get to the service line and go through his routine. Try to consolidate that early break here at 2-1.
Zero. Zero.
30 love now. Full house on hand here at Philippe Chatrier.
That was a little pattern against Joe Wilfried Songa for David Ferrer. He just returned so well that semi-final match. He got a lot of his returns very close to the baseline, and he was immediately on top of the point. That was one of the few occasions where he got a good piece of the return, nice and deep, and was able to press Nadal to a degree.
It's a couple he pulled wide, Nadal. Prior to that, and there's forehand. So an opportunity for Ferrer to get right back into it. Break point.
Égalité.
Serve just chasing him that little bit, kicking into the body. Sailed maybe 3 or 4 inches long.
Exactly what Mark Woodford was talking about, the drop shot. They love a target, the Europeans.
And he had one there with started with the forehand.
Avantage
pushing
Ferrer.
Nadal back. Draws him in with the little dropper, and you know, he's so accurate on the passing shots, isn't he?
Break
point. Ferrer can't get him away from Nadal. Nadal finally misses. Longest rally so far in the match. It's 2-2 now.
Deux jeux partout.
Just interesting there. I thought Rafa had 3 or 4 opportunities to pull the trigger with a forehand down the line, but he kept going back behind David Ferrer. And for me, when I watch Rafa play, when he's feeling a little tight, he just goes with the safe cross-court forehand. He's reluctant to pull the trigger on the one down the line. Maybe just signs of a bit of early tension.
That's the rally back. That's the second one of those he's missed. 15-love. Obviously, Spain and Sweden, the 2 nations in the Open era that have led with the Grand Slam champions here. Spain have 13, Sweden 9. Obviously, they're helped with Nadal 7, and Borg's 6.
Out.
Called wide.
You could see what he was trying to develop, David Ferrer. Backhand cross court was flattened out. And then he tried to climb on top of the one down the line. Just not maybe fast enough to arrive at the contact point. Has those hands spread on the two-hander.
Missed it. It was called long. An open court, that would have been great points. And he gets out. So Nadal very upset with himself there. He had an open court forehand. Hawkeye confirms the call. So it's 30 all.
Got to like that play though from Ferrer. I mean, you saw the little drop shot a couple of games ago, and now he's willing to come in and take one out of the air. So his mind's agile. He's going to think his way through this one.
Francesco Riccibiti, chairman of the International Tennis Federation, the World Champions dinner here midway through the championship.
This has to frustrate Uncle Tony. That's 170 kilometres an hour, that serve, and Rafa just gives it so much respect, and he shovels the ball back into the service square, and that's what he's faced with on the very next shot.
Game point. Well, tentative for me, very tentative Rafael Nadal since he broke serve at 2-1, and it's Ferrer now.
Ferrer mène par 3 jeux à 2.
2, first set.
Next, premier service.
Important that Ferrer picked that service break up. I have a feeling he's got to make this into a bit of a sprint in the first couple of sets. First set's always important, gives us a guide, but I think for Ferrer especially so against this brick wall that Nadal creates against all these opponents.
So that's what I'm talking about. When he shows you the forehand line and then the off forehand there, he hits, from a technical point of view, his racket stays on that ball a lot longer. There's less revolutions. He hits through it to a greater degree. You can see the big pronation there after contact. And that's when he really starts to open up the court. he's got it there in his bag, but he uses it very, very carefully. He has to be feeling pretty good about himself.
$40-0.
Bit more of a concise game here. If there was any nerves over the last 2 games, just this is a real settling game for Rafa.
Nadal.
Well, Nadal has a comfortable service game, and it's now 3-all.
3 jeux partout.
Have a look at the reaction by Ferrer. He just puts his head down,
15-0.
times that run in nicely. Doesn't have to add to a slide to it. Wasn't a great drop shot by Rafa, but it was caught easily by Ferrer.
Net, premier service.
That's the one you like, Walt? Starting to get the feel of things.
I think this is one of the best shots in the game because of his strike rate. It's a bit like when Rafa comes to the net. His strike rate is terrific. He doesn't do it a lot. But I think it says a lot about how he's starting to feel that he's starting to find that part of the court. Gee, it's funny, David. I mean, it's a perfect time to come in, and twice he's been a little bit betrayed just by the quality of the volley. Just not, the technique's not bad, but just the hands a little firm through impact. Rafa missed one pass. He wasn't about to make the same mistake.
15-40, 2 break point opportunities now. 7th game, first set.
Good camera work there. Yep. The slow-mo of Ferrer's forehand. He's not holding back on some of these. He's trying to make something happen.
Good effort there for 2 points. With the forehand. Covering a lot of territory at the back of the court, Ferrer.
You got to love the proactive movement of these two. When they hit a forehand, they just spring. The next couple of steps, they're just so lively to look for the next forehand. They work so hard after contact.
Juice. Called long.
Well, the
Nadal
linesman
didn't want to call it. He didn't want it. Yep.
The linesman actually corrected himself, didn't he?
He did.
And Hawkeye has shown us that it caught the line, so this is a tough call for Ferrer because it's been judged as out. Yeah, as well. That's an unfortunate situation for David Ferrer. It's a service break now for Nadal.
Balle 9, ramasseur, s'il vous plaît, new balls. Nadal mène par 4 jeux à 3.
Nadal out on court with the towels to each of the ball kids, but that mark there Ferrer has had a look at, and that just brings us back to the conversation where this is the only tournament where the chair umpires are allowed to get out of the chair to examine the marks. They do not have challenges here, so we do not have Hawkeye that makes any decisions. We have access to Hawkeye, and it just shows you that sometimes that chair, they need to make a decision whether the chair does it all and they get rid of Hawkeye, or they use Hawkeye exclusively as they do in all the other Grand Slams. I think it's a pretty simple decision.
I just thought the quality of play went up in the last game. More adventurous from both players. Rafa's serving now with new balls. Let's see if that pattern continues. It certainly has on the first point. But just on that Hawkeye, Fred, Rafa thought it was out. The umpire thought it was out. Yep. David Ferrer said it was out. Hawkeye said it was in. Can they all three of them wrong?
That's why they've got to make a decision, one or the other. Hawkeye is not 100% right. They never ever said it was, but it's accepted in all the other tournaments. This way the chair umpire looks as though he's making mistakes. The players look as though they're making mistakes. That they accept the fact that Hawkeye is the one that they go to and the challenges they go to when they play in the other tournaments.
I love Hawkeye at the other events. I like the theatre of the umpire getting out of the chair at Roland-Garros.
Can't have both. That's where he's had trouble when he's been forced over on that backhand.
15-30.
15-30.
Trente.
Well, a lot of the shots again from David Ferrer down the middle of the court.
40-30.
Rafa just gets him pushed wide. Ferrer doesn't have enough weight of shot, and it's another easy forehand by Rafa. Ferrer just has got to stay out of that centre of the court.
How was the depth? from Rafa there. Talk about the revolutions, add a bit of depth to the equation.
Nadal can do. Ferrer says, I can handle that too, as soon as he gets in the position.
Égalité. None of these are down the middle, the centre third. Use that backhand cross court well today.
Nadal was right down the middle of the court, opens up the court for Ferrer. Juice. Long.
Avantage Ferrer.
A lot of legwork on that forehand by Ferrer. Thought he might have gone the wrong way. Rafa anticipated the backhand down the line.
That's the reaction. Break point, Ferrer.
Merci, s'il vous plaît. Égalité.
It's his best forehand, but he uses it sparingly. Have a look at that slow motion shot. He's on the back foot, weight falling away. Incredible racket head speed.
Premier service.
A lot of winners have been hit these last couple of games from some baseline grinders. Just really upping the ante here midway through the first set.
Gutsy second serve from Nadal there. He's played Ferrer enough times to realise. Yes, look at Ferrer. He'd already taken 2 steps looking for a forehand to smack that forehand down Nadal's forehand wing. Game point Nadal.
Nadal.
Up with an ace. He doesn't serve too many on Nadal. That one right on the paint. That's his go-to serve down the middle. Has been throughout his career. 5-3 now.
Nadal mène par 5 jeux à 3.
Gee, that was telling, wasn't it? And for Nadal to recognise, Fred, you say they played a lot, and Nadal recognises that opportunity to kick the serve out wide and beat him there at that juice point. A lot of lesser players would have done the same thing, but they probably would have missed it. To execute as well as he does on the big occasion is quite amazing. Followed up by an ace.
Just doesn't have the pace of shot. Nadal there, when he exposes it here, he's in trouble.
Yeah, the ball is short, but he's just trying to hit heavy topspin rather than flattening it out and going for the corner. Easy pickings for Rafa for the backhand.
0-30.
That's a little bit of nerves. That's just pressing at this stage. Down 5-3, love 15. Now it's love 30.
You spoke about flattening out that forehand mark, but I think he enjoys this. Look where the ball is, chest height. That's when he can flatten it out. The other one, when he came forward to the net, was maybe waist height. Got a pretty extreme forehand grip there. Enjoys the height of the bounce.
Well, a double fault goes a little bit too much. So the poor drop shot and the double fault has brought up a couple of set points in his opening set for Nadal. 15-40.
Net, premier service. Première manche, Nadal.
Hooks the forehand wide, too far, and Nadal makes it look easy here at 6 games to 3 first set. King of Clay, looking for 8 titles. If he can do that, he'll be the only man in the Open era to have won 8 Grand Slams at the same Grand Slam.
S'il vous plaît. Selkes.
Talked about Nadal going to be the 8th time here. Well, Federer's won 7 Wimbledons. Nadal's won 7 at Roland-Garros. Pete Sampras won 7 Wimbledons.
Zéro 30.
Well, above 30 opening game, second set. Opens the door a little here for Ferrer.
Have to scour the record books to find out the last time Rafa hit the net on consecutive points on his forehead. Click the tape both times.
15-30.
I think that last error from Ferrer, it's just purely a consequence of being desperate to get the ball to Rafa's backhand. Just so aware of the damage that can be done if you're not accurate. Overplays it.
He's going to have to be careful on that first court with the body serve. You know that David Ferrer is just looking for that forehand, and that's why the kick serve on the previous game at Juice was brilliantly executed. Paid the penalty just there, though.
Maître mes services.
Don't get too many break point opportunities. It'd be nice for Ferrer here. First one, first game, second set.
Égalité.
Rafa just reverting back to plenty of height and high revolutions on that forehand. David Ferrer too deep. Makes it very tough on that backhand side, deep in the corner.
Avantage
Just another
Nadal.
error, just pushing for that little extra to find Rafa's backhand. So Rafa's court presence as a match goes on, it must be a stressful thing to deal with. Your targets must start to look a little bit smaller.
You hit 3 great ones before you win the point.
Égalité.
And that's the forehand down the line. Again, when Rafa gets pushed out wide, he has a tendency to just throw the forehand back up cross court. It's a tactic that Djokovic uses splendidly. David Ferrer executing it of his own.
Avantage Nadal.
Backhand, just trying to flatten it. Again, just get that, hit the target, get the ball there a lot sooner.
Tough to hit winners. Nadal, game point now. See Nadal, one of these rackets, he's got black strings. And the manufacturer is now making a black string that's a hexagonal string that really grips the ball and certainly helps with the topspin.
Nadal.
Then over pressing a little more there. Ferrer, Nadal survives a break point, leads 1-love.
Premier jeu,
Set.
deuxième manche.
Can't really blame or be critical of Ferrer for just trying to press. It's pretty apparent that Rafa's striking the ball well today and he's playing some great tennis, so Ferrer's just trying to win his share of points and maybe just pressing a little bit too much there. Both players cautious to a degree, so that's why they got a really good first serve percentage. Rafa's numbers good there, 67% of first serves won, 9 winners to 9 unforced errors, and there's David, 6 winners to 12 unforced errors, so he's just pushing that, just striving that little bit extra for his free points. Rafa's got a bit more easy power.
He's only winning 25% on second serves, 1 in 4 off second serves into play. That's certainly helped Nadal.
$15-0.
Always wonder how Rafa's going to bounce back after these incredible matches in the Grand Slam tournaments. 9-7 against Novak. Should never really question him, should we? His powers of recovery, 9-7 in the fifth. Epic match against Novak Djokovic, not just physically, but mentally. And he looks as fresh as a daisy here, Nadal. 1 day's rest's all he needs.
Easy to make a mistake on that forehand. If you're a little short on moving up to it, he's got a great set of wheels, Ferrer.
Good look at Stefan Franzen there, the man on screen just before this point. He's the referee at the championships, and we had words with him on the way up here. He's a bit worried about the weather.
He's been worried all day about the weather with some of the matches that were played earlier. And he was just letting both camps know that there might be a delay in the match.
And this is what he shows you when he shows you what he's capable of when he starts to relax just that little bit. More comfortable on the scoreboard now, Rafa. He's weathered the storm to a degree, and now he's starting to show us just what a big game he can play.
Break point now.
Nadal.
Bread and butter, and Nadal now leads 2 games to love, 1 set to love.
Nadal mène par 2-0.
See where he hits the forehand around his hips, and I think this final one as well. Yeah, that's the one he just changed direction and won it. David Ferrer is just hitting that backhand a little too flat. He's not getting enough revolutions himself to be able to get it out of that hitting zone of Rafa on the forehand wing. So they're sweet for Rafa.
But how was the intent on those 3 shots? So that's 4 winners in a row. So this is what he's capable of, but he cracks me up because after 55 minutes, he's now really exploded into the match, but he always has to win the arm wrestle first before you'll see it. It's safety first, isn't it? He's a cautious individual. I guarantee you, 99% of players, if they had those sort of weapons at their disposal, they'd want to use them in the warm-up. You wouldn't be able to just keep them in the bag till 55 minutes.
Not good signs, a few sprinkles there, and a few of the umbrellas going up.
Might be good signs for Ferrer. I think he needs a momentum break.
And I think the way that these 3 games are unfolding in the second set, Ferrer might be looking towards those clouds just to open up so that he can seek shelter, because it's certainly changing against him very fast here.
Nadal.
So Nadal with a pretty positive service game. 3 games
Nadal mène par 3-0.
More umbrellas going up now. Plenty of disturbance in the crowd. I'm not sure when an umbrella goes up what the people behind think.
0-15.
This will be one time when Nadal won't be called for time violations. At this stage, he wants to get on with it.
Interesting, isn't it? All of the big shots over the last 2 or 3 games, Rafa's just used the lines. And prior to that, he'd been basically rallying cross-court and waiting for an opportunity.
Gee, that was a terrific pickup by Ferrer. And he just unleashed on that backhand down the line. A mishit volley because it was just sheer pace coming right at him. And Rafa still
s'il vous plaît.
unsettled that he didn't win the point.
Yeah, can't believe that he missed that lob.
Well, you hate to miss a lob wide, don't you? You think the length is the thing you've got to get right, not the width. Well, I guess for Ferrer, it's been a bit of a landslide these last 3 games, but just got to think of it as one break. Somehow he's got to hang on to a service game here to get on the scoreboard here in the second.
This is brilliant. Drops the short one in, opens up the court.
Égalité.
Backhand slice from Ferrer. No surprise to see Rafa just dance around. It has to be almost a knifed backhand for him to not hit a forehand in response.
Juice. Got to punt the lines to win the points for Ferrer.
Avantage Ferrer.
He almost beat Ferrer there visually with his movement, but Ferrer inside the court, nice leaning on the ball.
Game point now. Not only is he quick, he's got quick reflexes. He needed them here.
Égalité.
Smart reply, wasn't it, to the drop shot? He was in a tough part of the court, so he said, I'll just put you in a tough part of the court.
Uncle Tony's pretty happy.
Avantage Nadal.
Break point.
Égalité.
This is amazing. If we replayed a tape of Rafa playing Fabio Fognini, it was almost a little painful to watch. He was so inhibited in his shot making. Now he's actually seeing that running forehand as an opportunity to hit a winner. The transformation over the last week has been quite incredible in Rafa.
Avantage Nadal.
Another break point opportunity for a 4-love lead.
This is important though, isn't it? Because Rafa's gone on a real run and he's on fire, but everybody has a little dip. So if
Égalité.
somehow Ferrer can just stay on the scoreboard, keep reminding himself it's only one break, there might be that little momentum shift that occurs naturally in 5-set matches.
Doesn't happen that often, does it, when Rafa comes to net here. He goes for the depth, gets the short ball, and in he comes. And he has to play a volley below the net. He's usually playing them above the net and just bunts it over to the open court.
Ferrer.
A well-played game from David Ferrer. Would have been history set number 2 had he lost that 1-2 service breaks. Just continues a very light drizzle.
Nadal.
It's 3
mène
games
par
to
3
1.
jeux à 1.
Not a problem as far as the players are concerned at this stage.
I thought he did incredibly well there, Ferrer, because Nadal was just opening his shoulders on everything. Just even his general rally ball had about 20% more weight to it, and Ferrer was just hanging on. There was a couple of really well clipped backhands down the line, but if he can just keep a little bit of scoreboard pressure on Rafa here, you just never know. This is good, isn't it? It's just from Ferrer, because he was just getting pushed around, but he's not going away. He's making his own little stance here. He's coming back with a bit more aggression himself. That's what being a good match player is all about, just recognising a moment, going with your opponent, hanging tough. Would have been very easy for Ferrer just to go away there.
There's that big return that we saw frequently against Songer. Just nails this into the corner. Great depth.
when Rafa played Novak, he was up a set and a break, and then Novak just started to red line it. And of course, his red line is a little higher than Ferrer's, but similar attitude now from Ferrer. Just
love 30, trying to claw his way back in to this second set.
Ferrer's upset with himself. He saw that as an opportunity.
He did.
Everybody else in the stadium thought he did well just to get there.
It was about a 1 in 10 opportunity, though. 15-30. Going out after it, Ferrer.
There's that running forehand again by Nadal. He just throws it back cross court. But Ferrer is up to the challenge inside the court.
Break points now.
Égalité.
I'm just amazed at the accuracy of his forehand down the line. When he goes cross court, he hits it to a very safe part of the court with a lot of revolutions. But when he goes line, amazing just how accurate he can be time and time again. 2 in this game. Paid dividends. Saved 2 break points with that shot.
Well, that's terrific. 3 shots in a row, 3 points in a row from 15-40 down.
Avantage.
But it's not
Nadal.
like it was a soft return either from Ferrer. It was full-blooded. Rafa, just when he weight going away from the direction, still makes it look easy.
Égalité.
Just heard from the tournament organisers that the weather at the moment, there's not going to be any interruption to play at this stage. It's just a very slight drizzle, so that's a bit of confidence in the weather at the moment. Tough game here. Ferrer trying to claw his way back. He's had a couple of opportunities. Nadal's back at deuce.
Avantage Ferrer.
Ferrer's third chance in this game.
Merci. Égalité.
That's Ferrer's coach, Javier Piles. Been with him from the time he was a kid. That's the one. He's been looking for it, and Nadal's thrown out that kick
Avantage
serve
Ferrer.
on a number of occasions. Not then, and it fits right in to where David Ferrer wants it, and it's the fourth break point in this game.
Well, it was a kicker, but it's just badly positioned. It's into the body, and with that kick, it allows so much time for Ferrer to hit the forehand.
You've got to be kidding me. That's got to be the longest and best rally that we've seen in the match. For Ferrer to try and get back into it on a break point.
Magnificent backhand cross court, wasn't it, Wally? And Rafa must know when he's running to this short backhand, he's just going down the line with it. It's happened a few times today.
Yeah, well, I guess they played a lot, practiced a lot, played Davis Cup together. They know each other's games so well. But wow, that was a punishing point, wasn't it? And Ferrer,
how does he bounce back?
Yeah, from that, a sarcastic smile on his face there. What else can I do?
29-stroke rally.
Good response though from Ferrer, isn't it? He lost 6 games in a row, down 3-love. He's being totally outplayed in this second set, and he's just dug his heels in. It's coming.
Avantage Nadal.
And you could look at the scoreboard and think, well, this is pretty lopsided, but wow, the points have been contested. The games are long. Rafa's not having it all his own way. This is why David Ferrer's had such a good career. He just doesn't go away. He'll be there or thereabouts to pick up any little opportunities that present themselves.
Nadal.
Just relentless stuff from Nadal. And so he continues there with a 4-1 lead, 1 set to love.
Nadal mène par 4-1.
Gee, I enjoyed those last 2 games from David Ferrer. He's really up against it here, but old habits die hard. He's just pushing himself and trying to will himself into the contest.
Good news is that most of the umbrellas around Court Philippe Chatrier have been put down, taken down, so that's a good sign that the rain...
S'il vous plaît, les joueurs sont prêts, s'il vous plaît. 0-15.
As well as what those last two games unfolded, though, Wally, how does Ferrer come back from that? He's lucky to hold serve on the previous one, fought off break points, and had game points to break, and still square one almost.
I just admire his spirit, because it must be so daunting to be out there against the greatest, well, statistically anyway, the greatest clay court player of all time. You're not playing badly.
S'il vous plaît. S'il vous plaît.
Getting steamrolled on the scoreboard, but he just fights harder. Got a couple of protesters in the crowd.
S'il vous plaît.
Probably going to be forced security up there to get rid of those folks. Even the people around them are getting annoyed.
Just being escorted from the stadium.
A couple more still up there.
Merci.
15:30. How about that for footwork?
I know David Ferrer's fit, but he's basically just doing max efforts almost in every point now just to stay with Rafa in these rallies. Surely there's only so much of that you can sustain.
Saved one of them, 30-40.
30-40.
Have to laugh, Fred. Two of the protesters were removed. The other two have just sat down and still watching the match. Figured we bought a ticket.
Yeah, well done. Yeah, I think one of their friends took that sign that they had, ripped it off them, and so kept them there. So security took out the folks that had the sign up. As David Ferrer still struggles here, working hard. Juice.
Avantage Nadal.
Such an improved shot, isn't it? The cross-court backhand from Nadal over the years. Early in his career, he just spent so much time running around it. He smoothed it out.
Égalité. Avantage Nadal. Nadal.
Just too solid all round. So Nadal now goes out to a 5-1 lead. 1 set to love.
Nadal mène par 5 jeux à 1.
Usain Bolt there waiting. He will be presenting the trophy to the winner.
Zéro 15.
I'm just not sure what you do when he's in this sort of a mood, Nadal. For a change, he's looking to take everything on the rise. So much more effective, getting a lot of energy from Ferrer's shots. So often, Rafa is just content to hit a dipping ball and really brush up the back of it sharply and wear his opponents down. Not today.
15-30. That's the
only double fault, I believe, so far from Nadal today. And gives David Ferrer a couple of break points. He's a long way down in this set, though. Last service game he had break points. Nadal played brilliantly to get out of it.
Ferrer.
Well played game from David
Balle
Ferrer.
neuf, ramasseur, s'il vous plaît,
Interruption there, and it's 5 games to 2.
Nadal mène par 5 jeux à 2.
Players out on court ready now, and it's Ferrer down 5-2, serving to stay in it, and he'd like to win this game to force Nadal. He's had trouble in the last couple of service games, so he's in those service games. 2-5, hour and 33 minutes of action so far.
0-15. What? 0-30.
Often happens, doesn't it? After you've done all the hard yards to get back, you missed an easy forehand and then a double fault puts him down love 30. So he's won 13% of points on this juice court. Second serves, another double fault.
0-40.
I think though, too, when you watch David Ferrer over the course of the last, say, 9 games, during the points, it's almost like he's doing training drills in pre-season. He's just on the edge fighting to get behind the weight of shot of Nadal.
Deuxième manche, Nadal.
Nadal,
6 jeux à 2.
Double faults and a couple of missed forehands, so he goes ahead now in this
Nadal mène par 2 manches à 0.
2 sets to love.
Troisième manche.
Rafa absolutely meticulous with his preparation.
Unbelievable, isn't he? Some of the stuff, the routines that he goes through. There you can see number 7, that'll change if he can put another set together.
Do you think Freddie could ever just say, look, I'm up 2 sets to love, I'm just going to grab the balls and serve. I'm not going to go through the whole routine. You think he'd ever manage that?
No, I don't think he could do that. No.
Zero. Quarante zéro.
Talked about David Ferrer in that second set when he's getting smashed around, how he just persisted. He was hanging tough. He did his very best to stay competitive, and just signs in the last couple of games that maybe he's walking across the court with that 1,000-yard stare. Not quite the same thought process going on for Ferrer.
Go-to serve again. 1 love, 2 sets to love.
Premier jeu, troisième manche.
Where did he play? I watched him play, I think it was Djokovic. Was that the Australian? I think he got beaten 2-2 and 1 or something, but Ferrer was there right till the end. He chased everything down as we look at the stats for the second set.
It's not bad, is it really? I mean, he had 6 break points, David Ferrer, and he got 1 of them. So he was certainly in there punting, but unfortunately, Rafa was just about perfect in that set. The numbers don't look too lopsided, but Rafa, those unforced errors that he made were certainly from a position of strength on the scoreboard.
Only 1 in 5 points though. It's 19% on second serve points won. So if he loses, if he misses a first serve, he's in all sorts of trouble. He's 13% on this court, on the juice court. improved.
15-0.
Commentators curse.
Well, Usain's pretty quick. Even he appreciated that. I'd love to have a GPS on David Ferrer here just to see how far he ran in that point. It's got to be over 60 metres. He's shuffled across the baseline there.
Or in this match.
Yeah. When Rafa gets lively with that arm, the second bounce value on his forehand is just ridiculous. The arc after the bounce is just enormous, and that is forcing Ferrer to fight so hard to get behind the ball. He can barely get behind it to hit it with any sort of quality.
That's best. I think it's got a lot to do with the gut that he uses, the strings that he uses in the racket, and also the balls. It took him 3 or 4 days to get used to the balls that they're going to use here. They've got a contract here in Babolat for the next through 2016. They made a 5-year contract deal. And when Nadal gets used to that ball, he's unstoppable. He's a little bit dodgy the first couple of rounds, fought his way through, but he's got better and better. Business now, Nadal 2 sets to love.
That's what you were talking about, Mark. He normally comes in on his terms and he gets a high volley, and he doesn't really volley with his racket. He does it with his legs. He just gets himself in such good position.
Yeah, Ferrer watches that ball right onto his racket. The same thing there with Nadal. Head perfectly still. He's annoyed that he missed it.
0-15.
One of his best returns. David Ferrer, he feels like he's been robbed. It was a one chance for him to win the point.
few raindrops coming down again now, unfortunately. The umbrellas are starting to go up above 40 now. Break points, 3 of them.
We shouldn't be surprised because he does pull these out of the bag, just moving laterally. Racket back.
That's a hard court to play, isn't it? Just holding your ground and smothering the half volley. Just shows how quickly he can get organised when he has to.
Flags a return with Ferrer. And great serve, but it's Nadal 2 sets to love and 2-1 on serve in the third.
Just heard Ferrer say it's raining a lot. He may want the break.
This might only take 2 minutes, so we can delay the then stop? Yeah, just back out. My one. We'll delay the changeover by 2 seconds or minutes, okay? Yeah, but what's the other line? Better. Once this one is not gone, there's going to be no rain. Yeah. But this might be too heavy now to, if you can wait for 2 minutes, it will be better. Unless you guys are ready, I'm fine for me. But no. We're going to wait, okay? Yeah. Wait, you need a towel or something to see the view? That's it. Sure?
Well, that's it. If you guys want to play, you can keep playing, or you can wait 2 or 3 minutes. So Vic Morier has said you can wait 2 or 3 minutes here, and this should be gone. It should be easing off. It's not heavy rain, so or you want to carry on. And Ferrer said, no, let's wait. So the umbrellas are up. Apparently this is just something that is going to be gone in a couple of minutes. Not going to affect the court. It's not heavy rain. And Nadal said, do we go or do we wait? So Vic Morier trying to get a decision from Stefan Franzen, who's there. And the walkie-talkies. So Nadal's ready to go and play.
Ferrer's not. David Ferrer is not moving. He has not unzipped his jacket. He's had enough for now. He wants a breather. And you talk about Nadal owning this court. I mean, the way that he sprinted out there, and look at his body language here, getting ready to return, it puts a lot of pressure on the referee. The crowd obviously want tennis, so they're very supportive of Nadal. So it's kind of, I guess, throwing his weight around to a degree. If he sits down and David Ferrer ran out, I can guarantee you it's a very different scenario.
Almost definitely. Well, that's different. That's what happened last year.
And the big players, these stadiums, these centre courts, it's their backyard. They feel very comfortable out here.
Well, Ferrer didn't want to go out there, so let's see how he goes.
by David Ferrer.
30-0.
And it's not easy again. He doesn't hit with a lot of revolution on that backhand side. That helps him get around for that final forehand winner.
Whatever concerns he had about not wanting to go out there, he sort of come up with 3 unbelievable points to go to 40 love. Ramos from David Ferrer, he's not going to go away.
De jeu partout.
Six-3, 6-2, but the scoreline, that's the scoreline, but the match has been a lot closer to that. Now can Nadal settle himself down here in set number 3?
I think we just saw the first lapse in concentration from Rafa in this match, the last couple of games. A few more unforced errors.
I was just pondering, how does he meet that with the unforced errors in the last game? Does he go for safety, or will he try and step up? Answers on that first point with the ace.
Kaiser.
I've always maintained that Rafa's lucky to be a lefty because the serve, whilst it's not tremendously powerful, it's got a lot of spin and junk on it. If it was a right-handed serve, I think it'd be fairly orthodox and would not be anywhere near as dangerous as the fact that he's a lefty. He's got the little slider out wide. He's got the kick into the forehand to the right-handed players, which is awkward.
He writes left-handed, I mean, he writes right-handed. He played his early years with two-fisted, and Uncle Tony made him change. That serve there, unbelievable. He's done that 3 times in this game, so Nadal now 3-2, third set.
Light rain still falling, plenty of umbrellas up in the crowd. It's got to be a little bit of a distraction. There must be some sort of feeling within Rafa that he just wants this to be over. He can't change anything that he's doing though.
Deuxième service.
About the best directed second delivery from David Ferrer on that first court. But, nice and wide, but still a tough return by Rafa. Loses the point for Ferrer.
Funny when you look at the unforced errors, 29 for Ferrer and 25 for Rafa, but Ferrer's made his in patches. Unfortunately, there's 2 consecutive unforced errors. Rafa's tended to make his when he's ahead in the count.
Understand that.
There's a lady in the front row, and I think she's had a bit of a coughing fit, maybe.
Net, premier service. Trente.
2 hours of play now in this final. Bloody all. Ferrer, whole serve. 3-all now, third set.
3 jeux partout.
Let him out of the bag there slightly, didn't he, Rafa?
Yep.
At love 30. David Ferrer still trying to be aggressive. It's a way forward for him against Nadal, but it's still that hint of not being natural enough for him. It's contributed to those unforced errors, no doubt. Of 29 so far in the match.
Just a fraction. Rafa was up 2-love in this set. He definitely lost a bit of concentration. He played 2 loose games.
0-15.
Ferrer's got himself back level on the scoreboard. He knows this is his last roll of the dice. He's completely got his back against the wall. So does Rafa just try to nurse his way to a win here? Got the spectre of rain clouds hovering around, threatening to disrupt play. Ferrer is he just can't afford a 2 or 3 minute lapse. Everything's got to be spot on.
commit himself to that couple of backhands. When he doesn't commit and hit it, he tries to steer it. On 2 occasions they've gone long. This one here doesn't really go after it.
But all of a sudden, Fred, the shape of the rally is slightly different. Nadal's hitting a dropping ball there. That backhand, when he flattens it out, he really needs to take that on the rise. He needs to be up in the court. He's just not controlling the court as well as he was at that 2-love situation when he led in the third. That's controlling the court. That's taking the ball on the rise. There's so much energy left in the ball as it's coming up off the court. The moment it starts to drop, it's a different proposition.
Just take that split-second time away from Ferrer. He just couldn't track that down. But he all. A couple of big points here. 7th game, 3rd set.
Movement out wide to the forehand in this game, whether it's a loss of concentration, but he stumbled on several occasions and he just hasn't got a healthy hit on the forehand. Nadal.
Break point. We're down 2-love here, and now it's 3-all. And a break point opportunity. Ferrer annoyed with himself. He steered that forehand. Couldn't get anything on it.
Been few and far between. The sliding body serve there just got it right into the forehand hip of Ferrer. So once again, just identifying the right tactic and executing well. 181 Ks, nice little slider into the body. As he followed up with a big serve tee. Nadal now, a couple of games away from an 8th Grand Slam here at Roland-Garros. It's 4-3, 2 sets to love. (3-4) on serve.
But he catches it low at times as well, and I think it deceives a lot of people.
But I don't know, but for whatever reason, when he commits to that shot, his accuracy is unerring. And his success rate with it is so good.
Beautifully played by Ferrer there. Tough position for him, mid-court. Just swoops on it. A lot of the clay quarters tend to play that with a bit more height, and then they just shuffle back to home base around the baseline.
start of the match, you were talking about David Ferrer just playing up that central corridor of the court. That's certainly disappeared as this match has gone on, really, from both men, hasn't it? Just have a look at the accuracy being displayed by Ferrer these last couple of points.
He wasn't fooled by the slice at all. He waited for it. He knows the slice is going to slow the ball up after it bounces. Perfect timing. 30-15.
Well, what do? You've got to cover the open court in a hurry, so he really powers back to the centre of the court, David Ferrer, and that exposes him to the wrong footing forehand.
That one's pushed on, tried to finish the point quickly. Opportunity now for the sevens-time champion here, defending champion Rafael Nadal, now break point. A 5-3 lead.
It's pretty brave, isn't it? I was thinking this is, I mean, he's fairly defensive, but it's not a bad return. Making his intentions clear, David Ferrer. He's got an inch of daylight. He's going to go for it at this stage.
Avantage Nadal.
Opportunity number 2 here for Nadal.
It's amazing that Uncle Tony's up on his feet. I think he senses that Rafa might be a little tight. Just keep head down, go for it.
I think Uncle Tony might be a little tight.
Oh, and a double fault. Gives Nadal the break. So new balls now. Nadal will serve for his 8th title here at Roland-Garros with new balls.
Nadal mène par 5 jeux à
That will put
3.
him ahead of anybody else in the sport. Won the French Open 8 times if he can wrap this one up. More than any other person in any of the Grand Slams. Sampras and Ferrer both have won Wimbledon 7 times. And here we go.
They are nervous.
Uncle Tony is uptight.
And I think Rafa, he no doubt has to be nervous here, even though he's got a healthy lead.
Well, from this end, the last time he served 3 perfect serves to the deuce court out wide. Just shows the new balls. Went for it again. But if there's any tension in the arm and in the body, the serve will be the first thing that's affected.
Not a big second delivery, and he was all feet, moving out to the forehand, and the backhand just lofted long. Wasn't well struck either.
Oh, got to be a bit of pressure. Are you kidding? Love 15.
Quality first serve on that occasion. Wasn't trying for a free point. Just looking to get a forehand on the second shot. Well, David Ferrer, normally he likes to create a rally. He likes a bit of time in the rally to create his openings. But today, you really feel like he's felt that on the second or third shot, he's got to pull the trigger. To his detriment, just a few too many unforced errors.
30-15. Pull wide, good serve out wide. Looked as though it was going to be a better return, so Nadal now stands at match point. Uncle Tony stands very nervously.
S'il vous plaît. S'il vous plaît. S'il vous plaît.
That's done it all day for him, and you can see the pressure is now gone. As soon as he hit that forehand, he was flat on his back with emotion.
That's been the prize that he has so desired. This is where he's made a name for himself, a piece of history once again, Rafael Nadal. And when he's been out for so long, you treasure these moments so much more.
Not a bad shot to finish up on, was it? Just smashed the forehand off the back foot, and I think the way that he exploded in that second set, and he just showed us all of his shots and the big game that he does possess, I think from that moment on the die was cast in this match. I think David Ferrer felt like a bit of a passenger for periods of this match, and he fought awfully hard, which is what he does on a daily basis, but he just didn't quite have the firepower to match this man.
Well, that is the match point again, and you can see the emotion from Nadal evident right away. In an unbelievable effort, he now becomes the first man in our sport to ever have won a Grand Slam 8 times.
Mesdames et messieurs, la cérémonie du trophée du simple messieurs des internationaux de France 2013. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the prize-giving ceremony for the men's single of the 2013 French Open. Les trophées seront remis par le président de la Fédération française de tennis, Monsieur Jean Gachassin, et par Monsieur Usain Bolt, 6 fois champion olympique. finaliste des internationaux de France 2013, runner-up of the 2013 French Open, David Ferrer. Mesdames et messieurs, il remporte aujourd'hui son 8e titre des internationaux de France. Ladies and gentlemen, today he has won his 8th French Open title, Rafael Nadal.